Follow the 3 steps. Remember to raise your hand if you finished. Anyone has trouble? Anyone got stuck? Tiana, how are you doing? Any trouble?
No.
You finished?
Yeah, but I'm not sure it's correct.
Is that why you don't raise your hand?
Yeah.
Either way, okay, just raise your hand if you finish, okay? It's okay, even if it's wrong, okay? If you finish, you gotta raise your hand so I know when we can start, right? Otherwise, we'll wait for the whole hour, okay? Don't forget to raise your hand. If you have no idea, right, you let me know. Sometimes I will be calling people who raised the hand. Sometimes I'll call people who hasn't, right? Just to make sure everybody has a chance to participate. And then I can also try to figure out who needs help here, right? Okay, William, can you tell me the first step you do?
Hi.
Hi, how do we start?
Put y equals at the start and then change f of x to y.
Okay, so I'll write it as y equals root x plus 3, right? That's step 1.
Yes.
Okay. Catherine, what will be the step 2? Catherine,
I don't know.
you follow the step on the top. What is step 2? What does it say?
Switch x and y.
Yes, right? It's like over here, you have y equal to x plus 1. You switch x and y, so it becomes x equal to y plus 1. Okay, so can you do the same thing here? What is step 2?
X equals square root y plus 3.
Yeah, you see it's not that difficult, right? What is step 3 then, Catherine? Are you there? What does it say for step 3? Catherine? Catherine, are you there?
Yeah,
Okay, so what happened? How come you're not saying anything?
because I don't know what to do.
What does step 3? You have the notes on the top, right? What does it say?
Isolate y.
Yes, okay. Do you see the y over here? Do you-
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. So we need to isolate the y. So what should we do on both sides to isolate y? To make y by itself.
square it.
Very good. Okay, that's a start, right? We get rid of the square root. So we'll square the left side, and then the right side will be just y plus 3, right? And what will be the last thing you need to do?
Minus 3.
Excellent, right? So you will have y equals to what?
X squared minus 3.
Yes, see, you did it, right? So this is our inverse. So the inverse will be either this one or this one. Okay, you just follow the 3 steps, right? So this is the inverse. But in your homework, it's better to write it like that, with the y isolated, okay? And then this one is the original. Okay, and then you will say the inverse is x squared minus 3. Okay, now let's do the graphing. So for the graph, we are graphing the original one with the blue one, okay, just like before, and then the red one is for the inverse. All right, so for square root, can we use same points as like linear, right? Before we use -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. But for square root, there's something special about this, right? Does anybody know what kind of points to use for these ones? Do we have restrictions for square roots? Does anybody remember for square roots? What kind of restrictions?
It can't be negative.
Okay, so has to be what? Cannot be negative, that means has to be,
Above -3.
okay, so can it be -3?
No. Or yeah, it can.
-3 is also okay, right? So
Yeah.
anything that's inside, okay, so you can write it on the side. Whatever that's inside, you must make sure it's greater and equal to 0, okay? So make sure you have this one on the side. You have to memorize this. Anytime when you see square root, okay, you must make sure inside greater or equal to 0. Otherwise, you cannot square root a negative, right? So in this case, the inside is x plus 3. So x plus 3 has to be greater or equal to 0, right? Inside. So x must be greater or equal to -3. Okay, this is for the inverse. I think we should put it on beside the original. Okay, so let's put it here. Okay, so for the original, we have this. So when we plot the points, okay, your points for x will be starting from -3 and then get bigger. So -3, -2, -1, 0, 1. All right, so please plug it in and get the y values like before. Once you got the points, please raise your hand. And if you are sure all of your points are correct, okay, you can start making the graph, okay, draw the pictures. And if you even know how to do the inverse graph, you can continue, okay? Make the table for the inverse and draw the graph. We're gonna draw both on the same grid. Okay, Donna, do you have the points for the y?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you have?
6.
Huh?
6.
6,
1.
1.
-2.
I can't hear you.
-2.
-2. Where did you plug it in? Do you know where you are plugging in?
No.
Huh? Then how come you don't ask? You don't say anything. Huh?
I put it in the inverse.
No, not in the inverse. We are graphing the blue one. Right? The blue one is the original. Okay?
Yeah.
Do you know where to plug in, Donna?
The original.
Original, okay? Let's try again, right? So what's the first y value? You plug into this one. This is the original, the one with the star.
Undefined.
Why? How is it undefined?
-3 plus 3.
You have -3 inside, right?
Yeah.
And then,
Equals 0.
okay, and then you square root it.
0.
What is square root of 0?
0.
0, right? So it's not undefined. You get 0. Okay? Let's get the rest of the points. Tiana, do you have the second point?
1.
Next one,
√2.
and then
√3 and then 2.
2, right? So all of them are defined, right? Because we already found the restrictions starting from -3. Now just follow the points, okay? For root 2, you can use calculator to see what value it is, right? So it's around 1 point something, right? So let's start with the first point, -3, 0. -2 will be 1. -1 is 1 point something, 1.4, right? And then 0 is even a bit higher. Next one is 2. So you see it's bending, right? So it goes up slowly. So this is the original, right? So before we forget, right, let's write it down, f of x. Okay, are we good with the first function here? Now we are moving on to the inverse graph. Okay, Vicky, how do we get points for the inverse?
Is it the y of f of x?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the x value will be what?
0, 1, root 2, root 3, 2.
Yeah, very good. Okay, and then Samantha, what about the y values?
-3,
Mm-hmm.
-2,
Yeah,
-1,
yeah,
0,
yeah.
1.
Very good. Okay, so very easy. If you know the original graph, you just swap the x and y, right? Remember, step 2 is switch x and y. So even the points, they will switch. Then you get a new graph. Now just follow the points. Then we finish our graph, right? 0, -3 will be down here. 1, -2. Root 2 and -1. Right? Root 2 is 1 point something. Root 3 will be 0. 2 will be 1. 2 will be here. Okay, so this is going upwards, kind of like parabola. Okay, so this red one is the inverse. Okay, have you finished both graphs? If you finish both graphs, please raise your hand so I know, okay? Because I want to know if I'm going too fast or not, okay? If everyone catch up with the two graphs, please raise your hand. Raise your hand if you got the two graphs written down. Catherine, have you got the two graphs?
Almost.
Okay. Okay, so how about the reflection line? Do you remember the reflection line? Ray, where should be the reflection line?
X equals Y.
Okay, so could you draw on the screen right now? Show us where is x equal to y?
Like here, I can't draw very well.
It looks pretty good, the pink one. Yeah, very good. Okay, so you will see that what Ray drew, right? It goes through right in the middle, right? So it kind of cuts in half. Okay, so it'll be from this corner all the way to the other corner. So this line you can label it. This is what y equal x. Okay. Right, so let's write down the domain and range now. So this part, okay, here you make a table, right? So in your homework, you'll be doing something like this. When they ask for domain range, make a table like this, organize your answers. So D for domain range for the Y. So look at the picture, the domain for the f of x. So domain is the x value. What kind of x value do we use for f of x? Cindy? What's the domain for original? Do you know, Cindy? Domain?
No.
You have the graph here, right? Can you tell me the blue one, right? We're talking about original, the blue one. What's the domain of the f of x? Do you know what domain means?
Yeah, it's like the one where it's normally like x equals r.
Yeah, got to do with the x values, right? So what kind of x are we having for the f of x here? Do we have here? Is x a real number?
Yeah.
So x can be any number we want.
No.
Is there like a limit to the x that you cannot use? Look at the picture, right? Look at the blue one. Because x value means going left side, right side, right? Does it keep on going to the right forever?
No. Wait, no. Yeah.
Right? You have an arrow, right? It keeps on going to the right side forever. How about left side? Does it keep on going to the left forever?
No.
Where does it stop?
-3.
Yeah, so -3 is like a limit. So all the x has to start from -3 and then keep on going to the right side. And how would you describe that? X has to be what?
Greater than or equal to -3.
Yeah, so that's called the domain, okay? Domain range is describing where can you find a picture, right? You can only find a picture on the right side of -3. Make sense? Okay, so let's try the range now, okay? Range for the original. Trudy, what's the range?
The range is anything above -3 or like x. I don't know
the
how to
blue
phrase
one.
it.
Can you say one more time? The range is
Y is less than negative. I mean, Y is more than -3.
y
than or
is
equal
more
to.
than -3.
Okay.
Okay, how do you know it's -3? Where did you get -3?
From the graph.
Okay, can you tell me which part? Is it this point, the circle one?
No, I'm not good with this.
Or are you talking about the red one?
Yeah, the right one.
Okay, we are not on the red one yet. We are still doing the range for the original. Okay, this is the
Oh,
okay. We're still on the original one.
So
So you want to try again? What range?
yeah. Y is greater than or equal to 0.
Yes, okay. Yeah. All right, you're ahead of us, right? You already working on the inverse. So for the range, right? Range, you have to think about going up or going down. So it start from 0. You have to think about the y values, right? From 0, and then it gets higher and higher. So greater or equal to 0. So now please do the inverse. Domain range. Okay, if you finish domain range for the inverse, please raise your hand. You just need to look at the picture, think about going left, going right for the domain, going up, going down for the range. Raise your hand if you finished. Okay, let's check answers, okay? William, what's your domain for the inverse?
My domain is x is bigger than or equal to 0.
Okay, and then Catherine, what's your range for the inverse?
Y is greater than or equal to -3.
Okay, very good. All right, I think you guys got it. Okay, Samantha, do you have any questions about domain range? You didn't raise your hand.
No.
You understand? Yeah. Okay, so let's. Okay, so for this one, right? What can you see about the domain range? Any special things happening here? If we know the domain range for the original, you need to find domain range for the inverse. Is there a pattern? Anybody see it?
Yeah,
Okay, Donna, what kind of pattern?
it switches back.
Yeah, switches around, right? So used to be the domain, it becomes the range, right? But make sure you have to use the y variable. Used to be the range, it becomes the domain, right, of the inverse. But then x and y has to be swapped. So that's the idea of inverse, right? It's like the opposite direction, right? Everything swapped over. Okay, so I think we have time to do one more. Okay, I want to skip to question 12. Okay, let's do number 12 together. Same thing, we're gonna do 3 steps. Okay, so follow the 3 step. Step 1, f of x as y. Step 2, switch x and y. Step 3 for this one is a bit tricky. Okay, so I'll let you try. If you get it, please, once you finish, raise your hand, okay? Okay, Cindy, what is step 1?
Do the table.
Table? No, we're not graphing yet. Okay, we are trying to get the inverse. Okay, find the inverse. So what do we do first, Cindy? Step 1. What do we do? Remember the 3 steps that we keep repeating? What is step 1?
I don't know. I did the table first and then I flipped it.
Don't worry about the table yet, okay? We're not graphing, okay? We're trying to get a function. So what is step 1 called? What does it say? Step 1. Cindy, what is step 1 called? Did you have it?
No.
No, you didn't write it down? The 3 steps here.
Oh.
No? That's
Oh.
what we've been doing the whole day, right? Repeating the 3 steps. So what is step 1?
Right, fx is y.
Yeah, okay. So what do you do here? How do you do that here?
Change fx to y.
So what should I write?
Y equals 2x minus 1 over x plus 1.
Yes, okay. So this is what you should be doing, okay? Find the inverse. So right now, step 1. Step 2, Catherine.
Switch the y and the x.
Very good. So what do we write?
X equals 2y minus 1 over y plus 1.
Very good, okay. And what is step 3? Catherine, what is step 3?
Isolate y.
Yes, okay. We want to isolate the y because right now it looks very weird. This is inverse. And this one, we need to isolate y to get the proper one. So the steps to isolate y, has anybody got it? It will take more than one step, okay? I'm gonna do step 3 on the side. Has anybody tried a few steps and then got stuck?
Are you allowed to have y on both sides?
No, has to
Oh.
be one side, yeah. Has to be at the end, your goal is try to have y equal something only, right? So it's isolating the y. What do you think we should do to start, right? To isolate. Did anybody took the first step?
Yes, but I don't think it's right.
It's okay. Let's see how far you got, right?
I didn't go anywhere after the first step.
Okay, tell me what's your first step.
I multiplied y plus 1 on both sides
Okay,
to get
that's
rid
a
of
good
the
idea. Okay, so what do I write? Can you tell me?
x times y plus 1
Equal to.
equals 2y minus 1.
Yep. Okay, and then you just stop there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Did anybody got further? That's good. Okay, that's a good start, right? At least we don't have to deal with fraction now. Anyone else? Continued. Did anybody do something different? Come on, you guys got to help me. Somebody should have done something more, right? What else can we do next? Any guess? What should we do?
You can multiply.
Multiply in.
the Yeah.
Okay, so what do I need to write?
xy plus x.
Yeah, equal to 2 minus 1. Don't forget your goal. Your goal is try to isolate y, right? So we need to have the y on one side. So what do you think we should do next?
Add 1.
Add 1. What does that do?
The other y on the other side.
Okay, so you can bring the 1 to the left side. Okay, anything else you want to move?
2.
The 2? But the 2 is stuck with the y though. Yeah? Let's focus on the y first, okay? Which terms have y?
Move the other xy to the other side.
Yeah, okay, we keep all the y together and keep the ones that...
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Okay, so tell me what to write. What's on the left side?
X plus 1.
Now keep that on the right side, okay? X plus 1.
And then xy minus 2y. Oh, wait.
Let's
What?
put the arrow, okay? X minus 1, the minus 1, you move it to the left.
Yeah.
And then which term needs to go to the other side?
Xy
Yeah, if xy goes to the other side, it will become...
minus xy.
Yeah, so it will be 2y minus xy. Okay, I'm moving to the right side, but I'm writing on the left, okay? Because I want to keep the y on the left side.
Can you factor it?
Yeah, what can we factor here?
Y.
Okay, so this is the key step, okay? If you forgot that you can factor, you will get stuck here for 1,000 years, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, so factor out the y, what's left?
2 minus x.
So this is how you make the y by itself, right? Just one y. Finally,
Divided by 2x.
yeah, divide both sides by 2 minus x. So we would have y equals x plus 1 over 2 minus x. So this is our inverse. Okay, and then this one is the f inverse of x. Okay, we're not graphing today, okay? So, because this graphing takes a bit longer, okay? Right now for your homework, this is what you need to do. Make sure you look at this one. If you have something with original, that looks like this, is original. To get inverse, you need to cross multiply first, right? Expand, and then moving, right? Move all the y to the same side. Remember, you have to factor, okay? Otherwise, you will get stuck, right? Don't know what to do with the two y's. Okay? Any questions so far? Okay, so the homework that we'll be giving you, right? It will be posted in both classrooms, okay? So if you are also working on this, you can still hand it in. I'll mark them and return to you. And then those of you who will be joining for the summer class, then you just hand in the new classroom, right? And then I'll also return it to you. And those people who are not continuing, it's been very good to have you in the class, right? And then even in the future, when you're taking grade 12, if you have questions, you can still email me, okay? I hope you enjoyed the past year. Is everybody okay? Hello.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's kind of different, right? Feels different not seeing each other. But you can come back, okay? Come back to visit us and then say hi, right? Or if you need any help, you can just send me an email. I think the Google Classroom, I'll keep it open, right? Just in case anyone wants to reach me. Okay? So if you don't have any questions, then I will see you sometime in the future. And then for some of you, I'll see you next week. Okay, so this class will be on for grade 12. Let's see, okay?
But there's school next week. I mean, there's class next week.
So remember June 6th, you have to register first, and then it starts on June 10th, Wednesday. Okay? You will get a calendar when you register, so you know when to start. So it'll be Wednesday, Friday at 5 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
Come into the same Zoom, okay? Use the same link. I won't change that, okay?
Is there class on the 24th?
On the 24th, okay, let me check, I have to see. You mean June 24th?
Yeah,
Why is that? You are going away?
I have to like do a test.
Oh, okay, what time?
I'm not sure yet.
All
Okay.
day.
Yeah, the whole day.
Sure.
Yes, it's so long, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna die there.
What's the test about?
First aid.
Oh, first aid. Okay. You're gonna do.
Where are you taking that?
Okay, 24th. Yeah, there's a class.
Okay.
Yeah, so on that day I will still keep the recording, right? So later you have to catch up when you come back. So you listen
Wait,
to
how about the 26th?
thing.
Oh, dang it.
Huh? Yeah, first aid too.
Yeah, like the whole week.
Oh, okay. Okay. So remember to look at the video. Okay, I'll post it on Google Classroom.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll see you. Okay.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 If you have a question, you can stay after.
Wait, Jason,
Yeah, William.
is this the last class?
Yeah, this is the last class.
Okay. Because my mom told me there's like 2 more classes. I'm just like, okay.
No. This is the last class already. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So next class, if oh yeah, you are not coming, right, for the grade 4.
Yeah, I can't come.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. See you.
All right, Jason. Bye. See you sometime
Yeah.
later.
See you sometime.